Well, we have another bullish indicator for XRP, and in this video, we're going to talk about that. We'll keep this one short and sweet, get you guys on your way. It is July, and there's a lot of fun to be had outside of trading crypto and watching crypto videos on YouTube. I'm fully aware, so I do want to thank all of you guys that did tune in, and if you are not a member or a subscriber of the channel, make sure you do so down below. Be sure to hit that like button and leave me a comment. I look forward to talking to you guys in the comments as we have a very exciting month and days, I think, ahead for XRP. If you are an XRP holder, you know what I'm talking about, okay? And simply put, as we look into kind of what's happening here in the market, we'll pull up the crypto bubbles, and that is what's relevant as we see yet again another green day, and we are up 2.7%. It's been a great week and month and a year if you are an XRP holder. We've been talking XRP pre-litigation. We've been back there in the trenches, and if you guys have been stuck around watching me talk XRP for years now, it's been a fun ride. And I can just remember buying XRP at 40, 50, 60 cents. And now as XRP is at $3.60, you got to enjoy this, right? And you also have to have a plan. I'll never tell you when to buy or sell crypto, but I do suggest at this point, really kind of looking into kind of what your goals are with being an XRP holder, because we're right about that time frame where it's either going to get really crazy or we are going to be very much going in the other direction, because right now the crypto market is hot. And if you were around in 2021, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But for those of you that were also around in 2022, not so much. Okay, we did have a very sharp correction that kind of transpired for multiple years as we continue to be bearish. Not going to happen, I think, for the immediate future, but just remember to have that exit strategy, have your goals firmly set in place. That way you can make the best trades possible. Okay, and we're going to talk about the XRP indicators right now, but if you are looking to make the best trade possible, I do recommend that you give BTCC a look. All right, and not so much because, hey, it's just another exchange, but because of the promotion that they are running. So make sure you do it, run through your own due diligence, and be sure to do all of your research, because this is an exchange right now that's offering a 10% bonus on your first time deposit to go alongside 40% lower trading fees. So if you are a trader, a leverage trader, spot trader out there in the market, no VPN KYC is required. Make sure you understand their terms and conditions and that it's right for you and where you're located. But if you do want to start trading on that platform, you can find that link down below in the description. Okay. But this is the question we came here to ask. How high can XRP go if the MV-RV ratio flashes another golden cross? Okay, it's been absolutely insane what we've been on. If you want to pull up the trading view, you can see kind of how bullish this green candle is, and boy, does that chart look healthy, right? Starting back in November of 2024, some kind of more volatile consolidation that we've had basically through December all the way up to July. So six plus months of consolidation with some good days, some bad days, but never really firmly dropping down below $2 for all too long. And that's always been what it has been for me. Okay. And I actually kind of drew this for you guys. And like I say, I'll never tell you when to buy or sell crypto, but if you were watching my videos, and I did draw this parallel channel, this was weeks ago. Okay. This was back in May when we drew this, and basically said another 30 days, do not be surprised if XRP repeats history. And look exactly what happened, guys. This parallel channel trend line, we actually exceeded my expectations, as I thought we would get potentially up to the $2.40, $2.50 level. We've definitely exceeded that now as XRP trades at $3.60. And I'll kind of leave those lines up on the screen for the next few days, few weeks, just to kind of reiterate how important it is to stay up to date every single day with what's going on in the crypto space, okay? Because it just changes like this. And if you missed my video, you missed that breakdown of that parallel channel, it's been something where I don't want to say the word, it's never too late, but it does make a difference when you do get in. So that's kind of been XRP on the charts. And as we look at kind of where and how high XRP can go, if this MV-RV ratio does flash another golden cross, we'll kind of look back into some of the historical data for context, okay? This is where we look into the regular XRP MV-RV ratio and also the 200-day period MV-RV. And this is something where if we look into this kind of crossing over back in 2024, we reached a peak of $3.40 back in January of 2024 after a months-long consolidation. And now as XRP has recovered, hitting a local top of $3.60. This is a 630% increase that we have seen from that 49 cents price level at which the golden cross did happen. Now, if we do want to couple this with data from sentiment, that if the golden cross, when it did take place, this is something where we saw that MVRV ratio spike 78+%, and despite the 200-day moving average, that was at 54%. But this is very similar to what we saw back and that we witnessed last time, all right? And as we're XRP at that point, $3.45. If we did secure a very similar 630% rise since the last time we had that golden cross with the MVRV ratios between kind of the 200-day as well as the MVRV ratio crossing over that 200-day moving average, this is kind of where you look for a really crazy price prediction, okay? And that's kind of where you look into Armando Pantoja predicting last February that XRP could reach a maximum target of $25 in 2025 or 2026. And that's something where, yes, the market cap does play a role. I'm aware of the tokenomics and how it just basically doesn't make sense. But this is something where you talk about diminishing returns. And if we look at this, XRP could see a 315% rise and would push the prices to the $14 level, okay? That is the minimum target set by analyst JD for XRP, okay? So essentially the most bullish case scenario, we're going to be talking about a $12 to $25 XRP. Now, before we get going, and I'll give you my take, leave your take down below in the comments. Let me know what you think. Do we see $12 to $25 XRP in 2025? Okay. Simply put, I'm bullish on XRP. I am an XRP bull. I don't use these kind of metrics or indications to kind of drive what I'm doing from a buying standpoint. All right, that's just me personally. I defer a lot of that to my trading indicators, as well as just kind of the fact that I've been trading crypto for multiple years. Okay, and as we look at this and we talk about $3.45 XRP, if I'm going to give you guys my honest prediction, and it's not financial advice, I don't know where the crypto market's headed, okay? I'm not a wizard. I'm not a genie. I don't have a crystal ball. I wish I did, but I don't. And I'm just trying to be 100 with you guys in my honest to God prediction that if I had to look and kind of tell you what I'm doing with my XRP, right? It's always been a $9 to $12 kind of range for me with XRP, okay? I think that $10 is firmly that target. I think that if we ever did reach that, it would be one of the hardest psychological barriers that we would ever break through unless we had some crazy demand and or basically liquidity that would allow us to not even really care where the price actually was sitting at, okay? So that would represent roughly a 3x from where we're at right here, right now. Do I think that can happen? Absolutely. Okay. Will it happen? Nobody knows. That's kind of the story within crypto. For me, I'm in XRP for the long haul. Okay. I'm not going to be the guy out here telling you, buy the dips, do this, do that. That's not my job. Okay. My job is to tell you what I'm doing, give you guys the news each and every single day, and you make the best financial decision possible for yourself. And as it relates to me and how I'm approaching my XRP, it's a financial decision that I can't afford to miss out on, okay? If XRP does go to the moon and XRP goes insane on the charts, right? I'm not going to be left holding the bag saying, I wish I would have bought more, wish I would have bought XRP earlier. So that's kind of why I've been continuing to add to my position anytime XRP dipped $2 or below. And from there, guys, adding that with the original bags that were, some of those buys were at $3. I'm not going to lie. I'll be fully transparent with you guys. Also, there have been some buys at that 40, 50 cents range. So, it is kind of one of those things where, XRP was basically a stable coin. They were suppressed. They were in SEC litigation. They were in hell. We'll call it purgatory because right now it looks like we're doing pretty well for ourselves. But that's just kind of how I view it. Okay. So I'm going to keep grinding day in and day out, give you guys the news. We'll talk about some of the trades if we are going to make them. But right now, guys, as we look at it, XRP is extremely bullish. I don't even think we've hit some of the catalysts that we're talking about downstream. It's just kind of grinding it out each and every single day, kind of following Bitcoin's lead. But I think XRP, in my opinion, is also one of those cryptos that will kind of outperform Bitcoin in a way that when Bitcoin is doing bad, or not having the best days on the charts, I think that XRP can do enough in what they're doing for themselves to kind of be that outlier and trade kind of in their own direction versus rising with the tides that Bitcoin does provide. So that's kind of where I'm at. Leave a comment. Like I said, want to know your guys' thoughts. Where do you see XRP hitting in 2025? Appreciate you guys all tuning in. Before you get out of this video, though, I will remind you to subscribe and hit that like button. Also, check out the link down below. Start trading on BTCC, and we'll see you all in the next video. Have a great rest of your day. Cheers.